We're talking to Miss Judith McCoy and Miss Busbee, and of course, Miss Busbee, before we had our first commercial break, I think I promised that we'd give you as well as Miss McCoy an opportunity to talk about your background and some of the things that, in a real sense, motivated you to become involved in this mother-to-mother fund. You see, because as we indicated earlier, that there has to be some attitudes that people have toward children in order to do that, and so we'd like to elicit from you that kind of information.
Well, thank you. When I was at the Women's Union in Boston, I did mentoring programs for adults as well as children and activities for all ages, and quickly found that really my heart always seemed to lead me back to the children. So that's how I decided Mother to Mother would focus mostly on young children.
Now, this is a fund. I think, how do you explain it as a fund?
It's a foundation.
A foundation. Well,
right.
Now,
it's
what does that mean?
A foundation, it's a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. So it is run just like any other charitable organization. And
so you use the resources from this foundation in order to help the children at the hospital with these bags, these gifts. Now, how widespread is this? I mean, are you the only person that's involved in this kind of activity, or what?
Well, it was mine when I started it, and I have programs at Children's Hospital, Hope Clinic for Women, Mercy Ministries, a lot of the social service organizations. So I have had widespread community support and.
And so you've been involved in trying to, and see, this is not an isolated program that you have here at Nashville General. Is that what we say? Is that what I'm hearing?
Right. I have programs all around this area. I have the whole state of Tennessee, and am gradually spreading out from Nashville.
And so you are in a situation that will allow you to touch these children and all of these, and many of these hospitals throughout the state of Tennessee.
Right.
And many of them have a chapter, I would imagine, of the mother.
That's exactly. We run programs out of a lot of the different hospitals, and at Nashville General we do the baby bag program really to open the doors for the other needs. A lot of times the mothers, the bag may help them get home and have the supplies, but the nurses will call me and say, she's taking the baby home and has nowhere for the baby to sleep, and so cribs and high chairs and car seats and.
See, I think that Mothers to Mother Foundation makes much more sense in terms of when you broaden that, and so that's what we're looking for. And of course, I think Ms. McCoy, you mentioned Nashville General Hospital. A lot of our audience might not understand the merger that occurred between these facilities and et cetera. Talk about that so that we can then, during that last segment, talk about what is going on.